Stop recording. Button. Double tap to activate.
Hello, my yarn lovers, my crafty and creative people. Look what we got. Oh, yeah. We got a premier yarn box. Yeah. Now, am I going to call it a premier yarn haul? Well, it's 4 yarns, so I don't know if we'd call it a haul, but it's certainly an order. A mini haul? Maybe. Well, let's take a look at it. So, if you're on my channel, you know I love to get my Malabrigo yarn and my Cascade from my local yarn store, Paradise Fibers. I get my Cascades and my Debbie Bliss from Webs. And if you're on my channel, you know I love to buy yarn from Knit Picks and We Crochet. And if you're a returning viewer, you know exactly why. And thank you so much for your patience while I briefly introduce myself to anybody who might be new. So, hi, my name is May. I love yarn. I love to knit and crochet. Those are my hobbies. And I also happen to be visually impaired. I knit and crochet by feel. I am completely colorblind. I have been since birth. I've never seen color. So that's really challenging for me when it comes to buying yarn. It just is. Now, I've been trying not to buy yarn because, as I say, budget and space, right? But as a yarn content creator here on YouTube, I also think it's really important that I try yarn from a variety of different companies so that I can give you my opinion, my experience of what it's like to work with the yarn. Now, I've ordered from Premier before, as you can see behind me if you're sighted. I want this channel to be for everybody. So if you're visually impaired, I do my best to describe things to you, including colors. But let me just tell you, I don't know the colors on a lot of these yarns. So yeah, but we're going to do my best. So behind me is a blanket made out of the Premier's Chunky Fruits. It's a 6-pointed star. It's called Dragon Fruit. It is pink. And then I also have the Premier Fruits bunny behind me. Baxter, the Big Bad Wolf bunny, and the Premier Fruits blueberry. I just love him. So I have bought from Premier Yarn before, but the color descriptions are really difficult for me. I felt comfortable buying the yarn for blueberry because I figured it was blue, right? Pretty good guess. The dragon fruit? I remember hearing, I believe Glenda from Creative Grandma said that was a pink. So I felt comfortable with that. Now, some of them are obvious, right? The banana, that's gonna be yellow, okay? The lemons or the limes, those are pretty obvious, but I didn't know what color dragon fruit is. So with the majority of the yarns that I bought today, they're in fact, I think they're all multicolored yarns. And some of them I had no clue. And even a year ago, I would have not bought them. I would have not bought from Premier, and I would have not bought the yarn because I wouldn't be able to tell what color it is. Now, do I know what color it is today? I'm not totally sure. But today I can use the AI, and I do. I use the Google Gemini to identify the colors on the screen to give me a description. And then when I got all of these yarns today, I did again use my camera, held it up to the camera on my phone, hit the little, camera lens button on the Google bar for the Gemini, and then asked it, what color is this yarn? Now, I'm not totally sure how accurate it is because I can't actually see to verify it, but the descriptions do sound, probably likely. Am I a fan of AI? Well, color identification is certainly useful to somebody who's color blind. But other than that, I'm not using AI too much. I do ask it some questions, but it certainly does terrify me, right? So, anyways, enough about that, right? Let's look at the yarn, you're all saying. Let's see the yarn. Okay, alrighty. Well, let me put the box over here, and then we will look at the yarn. So, let's see. The first yarns that I'm going to tell you about are these little fruit sock yarns. Now these are a #1 fingering weight yarn. So #1, when we're knitting, we're probably going to be using, I do knit and crochet. I love to do both. So when we're knitting, I would say probably about a 2.75 knitting needle. And I did check the site today, and they actually said to use an F, or no, not, excuse me, an E crochet hook. And when I touch this yarn, that's a fine fingering, right? That's the #1. That's a fingering weight yarn. But it's definitely fine. I don't even know if you'd want to use an E crochet hook for your socks with this. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's pretty fine, it's pretty thin. So definitely go with whatever your pattern recommends. And, you know, if you're like me and you're just playing with it, then hey, just try a couple of different hooks. So the first thing I can tell you right off is that this is 93% acrylic. And then 7% something called PBT. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I had no idea what that was. No clue. I had to look it up. I had to do a little research. That is some kind of like sort of elasticy fiber to give it elastic and stretch and strength. And you can certainly feel that in the yarn. I don't know what it is. It's obviously something that's you know, a man-made, I'm assuming, fiber. And so I'm going to be honest with you. I've never before knit acrylic or crocheted acrylic socks. I tend to do traditional sock yarns. All my socks are made with like a, you know, either 100% wool or a 75% superwash merino and nylon blend. I've knit cotton socks before. I've knit, cashmere. Oh, I think I did do one. I did do one worsted weight acrylic sock. I did, that's right, out of the Brava from Knit Picks. So I have done acrylic socks in the worsted. I've never done them in the fingering weight. But the one thing I'm going to say right off without having even worked with this yet is that Premier, they're making nice acrylics right now. These are not the acrylics of the 70s. This is not Red Heart Super Saver of the 70s. This is a really soft acrylic. So I'm thinking that even on your feet, it would feel pretty good. So I think it's going to be okay soft yarn. I was a little bit hesitant to buy acrylic sock yarn. I just was. So as somebody who's colorblind, I want to be honest with you. I bought 2 different colors here, and I know that they are both, I bought 2 skeins of 2 different colors. And I know that they're both red and white. Now they're like the fruits, so they've got the different fruit patterns. When I saw the word strawberry, I assumed red. A nice, I believe that this is the strawberry. I'm not 100% positive. I bought 2 in strawberry, 2 in watermelon. It is possible that I have them mixed up, okay? It just is. If I can keep the 2 strawberry together and the 2 watermelon together and have match socks, I'll be happy, okay? So I'm pretty sure this is the strawberry. And so I'm assuming it's a red and a white, and then I can tell that there is at least one more color in there, and I'm thinking it's a green, right, for the leaves. So the other color that I bought was the watermelon, and the watermelon is, I'm assuming it's white. And I have to ask people all the time what color watermelon is. I'm like, what? Is it purple? Is it red? I constantly struggle with that. But I think it sounds pretty. I think it sounds very summery. So I'm thinking this is like a white with maybe some reds. Maybe some purples, maybe some browns. I don't know. The AI says it's got some brown, but it could be like a dark purple too. I'm not totally sure. So of course, I am thinking socks with this. Right, I bought 2 skeins. I'm thinking match set of socks. I was looking at it though. I was kind of thinking it might make an adorable baby dress too. The strawberry, like look at the strawberry. Would that make a cute little baby dress? I'm kind of thinking it would. Now, I only bought 2 skeins. These skeins are 235 yards, so together I got 470 yards. Can I make a baby dress out of that? Well, maybe for a newborn, maybe a newborn up to 3 months, or maybe like a little tunic top. I mean, it's a baby, so they're probably going to be wearing a onesie underneath and leggings if it's cold out, or if it's summertime, maybe just a little top and a diaper and a onesie, and if it's not too long, it's a baby, right? They kind of got the little bottoms out all the time anyway, so I don't think it's a big deal if it's not totally long enough for a baby. So I am kind of looking at this strawberry. I'm thinking that might make a super cute little baby top, right? Maybe a little lace on the bottom. It is fingering weight. I know, I'm kind of crazy for wanting to make anything out of fingering weight yarn, right? I think it could make a cute baby sweater as well. But again, do I have enough? That's the question. So will I make it? I don't know. Fingering weight yarn, I love it, but at the same time, it certainly is time consuming. So in the interest of time for my channel, I do like to put out regular things for the channel. That means sometimes I can't always work on projects with fingering weight yarn. But we got that going on. Okay, then mix out. And the acrylic, because it's acrylic, this is a machine washable and dryable yarn. That is the one thing I haven't bought acrylics much until recently. I've mostly done wools and cotton and cashmeres and alpacas and natural fibers. But the more that excuse me, I got allergies. I'm kind of congested right now. So the more that I do baby products, the more that I crochet blankets, I'm understanding and appreciating acrylics, and I'm certainly willing to give them a try again. And it is certainly better than the old Red Heart Super Saver. That said, everybody says Red Heart Super Saver has improved. It's not as rough, so I definitely have to get my hands on the new stuff and give it another try. But I am certainly seeing the value of acrylics for socks and baby projects. Machine washable, right? You want machine washable for socks and baby projects. So I am liking that. The next yarn that we have is the Dotti. Okay, the Dotti is a number 3 DK weight 100% acrylic yarn. We're looking at probably, I would say, a size 5 knitting needle, right? A 3.75 millimeter, and probably around a G hook for crochet. I know G hooks can vary, right? I've seen 4 millimeter G hooks. I've seen 4.25. My G hook that I often use, my boy, is at 4.25. So, somewhere in that range for crochet. Now, the Dotti is another, see, they're all multicolored, and I've been wanting to try these multicolored yarns, but I'm so scared of buying the multicolored. I'm not knowing what they're, but this is like a white background. Now, we have 2 different colors here, and I'm not totally sure what is even what. We got one in a color called Creekside, and one in a color called Strawberry Field. Now this is one thing I like about Premier Yarn. These skeins, I didn't even realize it. I like to go back, before I show a yarn on my channel, I like to go back to the website one more time, make sure I got my facts straight, right? I want to give you accurate information. So these are 656 yards, I do believe. So that means in this packet of 3 skeins, I've got almost 2,000 yards. Not quite. That's something like 1,950 yards, if I'm mathing correctly, which I believe I am. So that's a lot of yarn. That just is. So you could easily knit or crochet a baby blanket with this yarn. You could probably knit like a small stroller, right? There's different sizes of baby blankets. There's stroller blankets. So there's like, there's like 4 different sizes of baby blankets out there that they give you guidelines for. Like car seat blankets and, the crib blankets and the bigger blankets that they'll, drag around with them when they start walking. So you could probably even knit like a small little, rectangular stroller blanket with one skein of this, for sure with two. So this is also a machine wash and dry yarn. So once again, another great blanket yarn and a great baby yarn. Now the colors that I bought are Creekside, which is a white background with these little dots. I guess that's why it's called Dotti, right? These little speckles. And my understanding is that it's like browns and tans, which would make sense for creek, right? Kind of the colors of the earth around the creek. And then also some blue, which it makes sense for the water, right? And then some green for the vegetation. So that sounds right to me. And so that's a yarn that I could wear. Like I could actually make myself something with this yarn. I could make myself a sweater or a top or a dress or, whatever. But I think I could even wear the Creekside. I think I can wear the browns and the tans and the little bits of green and blues in there. Now, the other one that I got is called Strawberry Fields. And I already think when I looked at it with my camera today on my phone and I held, my phone camera up to it, took a picture, I'm kind of thinking this is not a color that I can wear. So I'm definitely thinking that this is a color that will become some kind of baby project, right? Baby blanket, baby dress, baby something. The Strawberry Fields, I was assuming it was sort of reds and maybe a little bit of green for the leaves. It sounds like it's also got some blue and then some yellow and some orange. And my mom has told me my whole life I cannot wear yellow and orange. So unfortunately, it's too bad that Premier does not have better color descriptions on their page for those of us who are colorblind. Now, of course, in my house, yarn never goes to waste. It just doesn't, okay? Yarn doesn't go to waste. So, I am immediately thinking then that the Strawberry Fields will be baby blankets and baby dresses and cute little baby stuff, period. So it's not going to go to waste. I make baby blankets and donate them all the time. The majority of the people I made baby blankets for, I've never even met the children, okay? I think I've only ever met one of the babies that I made a baby blanket for. I got to go see her in the hospital when she was just born and hold her. Oh my goodness, so sweet. Right? But most of the time, I don't meet the babies that I make blankets and dresses and sweaters and socks for. So it's totally okay. Make them, give them out. So, of course, it's not wasted at all. If this yarn has yellow in it or orange in it and I can't wear it, it'll definitely go in the baby donation pile. Not a problem at all. So we got that. Now, the next yarn that we got some of the Premier Anti-Pilling DK colors. Now, this is another, like I said, a DK. It's another 100% acrylic, another machine wash and dry yarn. So, that's good for care. We're looking at, I think, probably about a size 6 needle. You can see the yarn. That's a nice DK. I would say that's a DK, right? A size 6 knitting needle and probably again a G hook somewhere in that 4 to 4.5 millimeter range. Now the DK colors are supposed to be striped and the website said these were 5 colors in the stripes. Now, when I asked my AI what color is this yarn, and I asked the AI, and it said purple, pink, gray, and burgundy. It is only picking up 4 colors on there. So I have no idea if your eyes can see more than 4 colors or not, or if you can pick up all 5 colors. But again, I am liking this yarn. They really have nice acrylics. I'm just going to say that. This is a soft acrylic. This is an acrylic that I would wear against my skin. I would wear this in a sweater for me, right, next to my skin. I wouldn't worry about whether or not I had to wear something in between, right? It's a soft acrylic, Have I felt softer yarns? Yeah, I have. But this is a nice acrylic. So I am thinking, of course, sweater. I'm thinking, scarf, Even like long stockings, leggings, pants, something really fun and crazy like that. I mean, why not? It's only your imagination that limits you. When it comes to knitting and crochet, whatever you can create in your mind, you know what? You can find a way to make it. So I think that I kind of want to make like socks or something, but I also kind of want to make like a dress or something or a sweater, something big for me. But again, of course, if it doesn't work out, because it's acrylic, it could also be a baby project. It could also be a child's project. Not everybody probably give burgundy and gray to a child, but you know what? Why not? I think you can do anything. I think kids, it could be a good donation yarn because it's acrylic, but I certainly am thinking sweater for me, or even dress for me, or skirt for me, right? If you're on my channel, you know I love to make some skirts. So a lot of potential, a lot of fun with that yarn. And the last yarn that we are going to talk about today is the Premier Yarn Puzzle Cotton. Yay! Now, I've heard a lot of people say really good things about the Puzzle Cotton. It is a number 4 worsted weight. I would say probably a size 8 knitting needle, and probably your probably your 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now, I've never worked with puzzle cotton before, but everybody who uses it seems to really like it. It is 57% acrylic and 43% cotton. Now, the one thing is that the Premier website does say hand wash and lay flat to dry. I'm guessing it's the cotton. I'm guessing that this is the cotton that will really shrink. So that is something to keep in mind, because I initially thought that might make a fun blanket. Well, actually, okay, let me tell you the truth about this. This color is called Dockside. Now, these are big schemes. I'm going to say that about all of these yarns, right? I said the Dotti was 656 yards a skein. This DK Colors is something like 380 yards. A donut, or I don't know what we call these, cakes maybe. So this puzzle cotton, these are like 349 yards, a ball, a donut, cake. So I do like that. As somebody who doesn't particularly enjoy weaving in ends, right? I love having big old things of yarn. So there's less ends to weave in, and I am a big fan of that. I'm all about less ends to weave in. So that's a plus. Now this is a color called Dockside. Again, I was hoping to make myself a cardi with it or a dress with it. But when I got to looking at the AI with it, is that I thought Dockside would be blues, different shades of blues, and maybe a little white or cream. Maybe a little bit of green and tan, right? Kind of earthy colors. It turns out there is some gold in it. And again, my mom has said, you can't wear yellow. So I don't know if I can wear this or not. They do have other colors. I might have should have gone with the earth tones. That might have been more of a brown. That might have been a better choice for me. I think they have one called Canyon Yarns. I'm really trying to avoid the yellows, so I might have really made a mistake ordering this yarn. I don't know how yellow the yellow is. I don't know if I could wear this in a dress. I want to wear it in a dress. My mom says sometimes I can wear yellows and things in skirts, just not near my face. So it's possible I could use this in a project for a skirt, or of course it could be another donation project. I want to say if I donate it, I could of course make a baby blanket, but because the cotton says hand wash, I'm kind of thinking that wouldn't be a great, right? Moms don't really want a hand wash baby blanket. So it brings me back to making a top or a shawl or something for myself. I really do want to make a top out of it, and I just don't know if I can wear the yellow. But this is the Dockside, and that is all the yarn that was in my order, even though I do believe the labels actually got like a little picture so you all can see the colors on it and how it stripes and how it works out. So yeah, that's all the yarn. Like I said, budget and space. I'm trying not to buy a lot of yarn these days, but I really do want to try some of these premier yarns. And so far, I do like the textures. I'm just going to be honest with you. I like the texture of the anti-pilling DK colors. I like the texture of the socks. I think they're soft acrylics. I like the flexibility of being able to wash them. So baby projects and socks and things. So there is a lot of potential with Premier Yarns. I just really, really wish that they would put better color descriptions on their page so that people like myself could, it could be easier for us to pick out yarns, because I don't know if I can wear dockside or not. And I certainly don't mind donating the strawberry fields. I'm totally cool with that being baby projects. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. So as always, please feel free to say hello in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know, have you tried any of these yarns? Have you worked with puzzle cotton? Have you worked with Dotti? Have you worked with the anti-pilling DK colors or the fruit socks? Let me know what your experience is with it. Do you like to knit with it or crochet with it? What have you made with it? Pros and cons. I'd love to hear it and share your thoughts on the channel. And hey, if you know what color that is, please feel free to tell me. Is this yellow? Can I wear it in a dress? I don't know. It's a mystery. So, anyways, that's it. And as always, what do I like to end my videos with? Creativity is for everybody. Whether you see or you see like me, which is not in color, not in the day, and not so much, or you don't see at all. Creativity is for you. And whether it's knitting or crocheting or sewing or quilting or beading or sculpting or painting or whatever it is that you do, today's a great day to craft and create. Happy stitching, my friends. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye for now.
Pause.
I almost forgot. If you watch my channel long enough, you know I am blind by light. That's why I like to record in the dark. But I also try to remember to turn the light on at the end so that you can see the colors. So this is the dark side. Tell me, is this blue? Is it cream? Does it have too much yellow in it for me to wear? And I'll make sure I show you the label so that you can see the colors there. That's the puzzle cotton. Let's take a look at the, this is the DK anti-pilling colors. They say on the website this is 5 colors. Do you see 5 colors in there? I don't know, but Google Gemini AI says purple, pink, gray, and burgundy. It is only picking up 4 colors. So, I don't know. What a life's mysteries. This is the Dotti. I believe that this one is the strawberry fields. I think that's a sample. I think you all can see that. I think that's what we're looking at right there. So I believe that this one is the strawberry fields for you to look at, which I believe might have too much yellow and orange and all those colors for me to wear. So that's probably baby donation stuff. Now I believe that this is the creek side, which has got the browns and the greens, tans, blues. So that's probably something I could wear. Let's see what all we got. I think there's another sample on the label for you to see. So these are dots and speckled yarns. I do think they would make cute baby blankets, right? I mean, if you wanted to make like a ripple stitch blanket or a feather and fan blanket, I think these could be pretty yarns with that. And then, of course, let's look at the socks. And I do know, I do have enough sight to tell that they do have pictures of socks worked up that are all striped up. So this is the sock yarn. You can see the colors on the package. You can see the little sock on the label. I believe this was the watermelon, but it could be the strawberry. They both are red and white to me, so I'm not gonna lie. These are really hard for me to tell apart. I think that this is the strawberry one, which I think is the red and the white and the green. Um, so cute, right? I think that make cute socks. But like I said, like a little baby dress, like a newborn, I don't think I can make anything bigger than like newborn size with just 2 skeins of sock yarn. But like a little dress or tunic with little lace on the bottom, that'd be super, super cute. Alrighty, well, until next time, happy stitching and thanks for listening as always. Bye bye for now.
Pause.